There you go. Hey, in other 1980s news, and also from Deadline, Warwick Davis calls the fate of Willow hashtag embarrassing.
Oh.
That's how you say stuff nowadays.
Hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag facts.
We had talked about how Willow seemed canceled, and then Jonathan Kasdan came forward and said it's not canceled so much; it's on pause.
Right.
But for contractual reasons, we have to release the actors because we don't know when we're going to start shooting again.
Right.
Well, and then earlier this year, we didn't talk about this, but Disney removed Willow and a number of dozens and dozens of other shows from their streaming network, including I think it was their new Turner and Hooch, their new Mighty Ducks show that they had. They had some shows where they didn't air all the episodes and they just cut it.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Why bother? It's not like putting it in the vault.
No, right.
Or
I do want to talk about that. Well, it turns out the cuts are mostly made by, you wouldn't be surprised, right? By bean counters who weigh things like the cost of carrying that library content based on how much they have to pay residuals, participants, royalties. You've got streamers like Netflix that have to pay licensing fees to companies for movies they didn't produce themselves. And they weigh that against viewership and the particular title's ability to lure more subscribers or create less turnover.
Yeah.
And it's just gone. And the thing about something like a Willow is because Disney created it, it's just gone. It's just gone.
Yep. When did we talk about this? Like, it had to be 4 or 5 episodes ago. We were talking about how you're at the mercy of streamers who can just take anything away from you at any time.
Yeah.
You had an Apple movie, Will, that you're like, well, I paid for this. I'm like, oh, here's your money back. No, I want the movie. I bought the movie.
Right.
Well, you can't have that. But there's another example of it, and it's budgetary maybe for residuals or whatever, but that wasn't a problem. And look, I'm not, technology is bad. Get off my lawn. I hate the clouds kind of guy. Yeah. But we have lost something.
I hate the clouds.
Old man shouts at cloud.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Perfect.
See?
It's perfect.
Cloud. Yeah, nice.
We have lost something because not only, first of all, there was never, to my knowledge, a Blu-ray release of Willow to go and buy. Now, they might sell one later. Who knows? But if you didn't record it and keep it on your TiVo or use some other nefarious means to get it yourself, you just don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
But you paid for the subscription to get it, and you thought, well, now I own it. Now I can watch it when I want. Or maybe they're up to episode 6 and they're about to watch 7. Nope, it's all gone because they thought they had it. You're at the mercy of this. You pay them. You think they're the stewards of your media, and really they're the gatekeepers of your media.
Oh,
you just don't know it.
That's an article right there. Yeah, and to your point, even if it was on Blu-ray, I've moved away from that technology because I had faith in this digital era.
Right, exactly.
I gotta get a Blu-ray player now and start that library again.
I never owned a Blu-ray player ever, and now that this is the only way you can get physical. I own Blu-rays just to make sure I own the movie.
Yeah,
but I don't have a way to play it. It's just like security. Like I can, if I need to get a Blu-ray player, I'll go find one on eBay.
Yeah.
Armageddon. 2 things. We got to get food. 3 things. Water. What was the third one? Oh, Blu-ray. Right. He's like, all right, I'm going out there.
I got to watch some Wreck-It Ralph when I'm in lockdown.
Honey, if I'm not back in 30 minutes, just write me off. It means I didn't find the Blu-ray.
And he leaves their house. Well, Willow star Warwick Davis is not happy. Just like us, he's not happy about the removal of the Disney Plus fantasy adventure series.
Yeah.
He wrote on Twitter, quote, I meet lovely people on a daily basis who are fans of Willow, who are the reason the Disney Plus series was made. Please tell me, at Walt Disney Co. tagged them in it. What do I say to these subscribers when they ask why they can't watch the series anymore? Hashtag embarrassing. I actually enjoyed it, and I had hopes for the season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Tagging Disney is like the modern equivalent of now what you gonna do?
Right.
I know you saw it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and I like Warwick Davis a lot more than I like, let's say, the corporation of Disney.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
And I like Disney.
Yeah.
Hashtag embarrassing. I agree.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the show. I would absolutely watch another season.
So on a related note, and pulling together our love of some old animated characters and this concept of I guess is disappearing media that we might otherwise enjoy. As reported by the Hollywood Reporter, Warner Brothers reverses course on Coyote versus Acme. So I didn't know about this until they reversed course, but earlier this year, the Hollywood Reporter broke the news that this film would become Warner's third already shot film to get shelved after previously nixing nearly completed projects Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunt in August of 2022. Now, first of all, just as an aside, I was disappointed when Batgirl got shelved. I had hopes for that. That was a film in which Michael Keaton was, once again, to reprise his role as Batman / Bruce Wayne as a mentor. There's all this. Brendan Fraser plays the bad guy. There was a lot of things going for it.
Right.
Never going to see it. That pissed me off. But I didn't know there was even going to be a Scoob Holiday Haunt. I liked the other Scoob that they did. That was really good.
The first one? It was cute. Yeah. Inoffensive.
Fucking Warner Brothers.
Cute and offensive.
Anyway. The Coyote
and inoffensive is what I was. No, those would not match so much. It was cute. I was offended. No.
Did you watch that, John? They had what's his name? They had the other character in there. It was him and Dino Mutt. It was right. It was Dino Mutt and who's Dino Mutt's guy? It's
Hawkman.
It's not Hawkman, but it's like Falcon or
Falcon. Yeah. The guy with like the yellow beak as a shield over his eyes, all white suit.
That was cool. Another Warner Brothers character, and that was really awesome. Another Saturday morning favorite of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this particular cancellation, the Coyote versus Acme film, roiled the creative community perhaps even harder than those other two because those had been positioned as one-off change in strategy, never to happen again. But according to sources, after the Coyote versus Acme news broke last week, several filmmakers instructed their reps to cancel meetings that they had on the books with Warner Brothers. Good for them.
Yep. Because you could be next. Yeah. So it occurred to me, you guys both said a second ago that you weren't aware of this film until it was canceled.
Nope.
Yeah.
It is the most literal interpretation ever of don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Oh, right.
Absolutely. You don't know what you've got.
Yeah,
you're right. That is the most literal. You're right.
The most literal. Usually it's like you did have it, didn't realize it. You literally didn't have it, but now you know about it. It's gone.
Right. It's not that we didn't appreciate it. We didn't know about it. Yeah, John. Very good.
Now you do. And it's gone.
Yep. Super tight there.
Now, while Batgirl was, when it was shelved, the narrative emerged that it was axed because it didn't do very good, the test screenings. And I'm trying to remember, it's Peter Safran, I think, of the film, who took over, he and James Gunn took over the DC universe for Warner Brothers, said that the film wasn't quote, releasable. Now, other folks have seen it, said they don't know what he's talking about. And everybody, sort of agreed that this was just instead intended to be a tax write-off, that they'd make more money or save more money by writing it off than spending all the money that would be necessary to promote it and get an audience in there to make their investment back.
That's astonishing to me. Wow.
I wonder if they've changed their mind and their rating scale about what's releasable post Quantumania, because that was unreleasable. It's got to be better than that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You guess you wish Marvel would have some of the same restraint.
Yeah, right.
But unlike Batgirl and those, at least those story that the publicist spun about it, Coyote versus Acme was actually fully completed, which they said Batgirl still needed some work, and it tested multiple times in the 90s, which is a score that's akin to Academy Award winning films. And folks that saw it couldn't conceive of a reason why it wouldn't be released. Director David Green's industry friends mobilized to prevent that kind of messaging. Again, that it was too poor to be shown in theaters, from tainting the reputation of the film. And now the studio will allow director Dave Green to shop his live action animation hybrid movie to other potential buyers instead of just shelving it for the tax write-off.
Interesting.
Good.
Yeah.
So again, he's going to have, so it's Warner Brothers produced, they partly helped get the money together and all that, but he's going to have to find someone else to distribute it. They don't want any part of that.
You don't want to. Okay.
They don't want to invest the money in the marketing.
Well, good. Let someone else make the mint that is available off of that film. I had first heard about it, I guess, I don't remember. I wasn't following it closely, but I remember reading about it some years ago because they made the comparison to Roger Rabbit, because this is combination of live action and animation, and like the worlds are blended somehow. And then it made me furious to hear this news. Like, it reminded me it existed. And then I saw these leaked stills and I'm like, that's going to be great. And now, yeah. So nothing better could happen to Warner Brothers than to go, we don't want to do it, shop it out, and someone else make a killing on it and build a franchise. And there you go. But I also think about the creatives. Like, I just do goofy internet videos and podcasts. But if I do something and somebody says, no, we're not going to let anybody see the work you put into this. Think of all the people that work on a motion picture. It's not just that crew. It's not just the actors. No. It's all the effects people and everybody that put blood, sweat, and tears into that. And it was done and good. It's just reprehensible to pull it for that kind of a reason. So I'm glad that people took a stand against them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And like anybody creating anything, their goal is that it's seen, not necessarily that they make money or that it's, well received. That's someone else's concern. As an artist,
it's all happy side effects, right?
Yeah, I want to just be able to hang that art on the wall. Yeah, that's
and then let it go out to the world and have whatever effect it has. I'm happy to hear you say Roger Rabbit, John. That was one of my favorite movies after it came out. I loved that. So
it was being positioned as comparable from what I had heard in terms of what they were aiming for, right? I don't know how they delivered on it. Obviously, this was some time ago, but that's what had me excited about it. So I was, well, somebody pick it up.
Yeah,
I think I read that Amazon is the front runner, or believed to be the front runner right now to get it. Now, interestingly, the Hollywood Reporter points out that the plot of Coyote versus Acme follows the speechless, ever-determined Wile E. Coyote as he teams up with a lawyer to fight the big Acme Corporation. Just like in the cartoons, Coyote buys these Acme devices to try to kill Roadrunner, but they never work properly. They often explode. So he's going to sue them.
That's so funny.
Hollywood Reporter puts it this way, saying the third shelved Warner's movie, in other words, is the story of an underdog taking on a heartless company whose executives don't realize there can be real consequences to making their products blow up in your face.
Perfect.
Interesting.
Which is the story of this film, it seems. Now, in related news, Variety reports that Congressman Joaquin Castro has taken to Twitter to call out Warner Brothers Discovery for planning to shelve the completed film for the sake of receiving a $30 million tax break. He wrote, the Warner Brothers tactic of scrapping fully made films for tax breaks is predatory and anti-competitive. As the Justice Department and FTC revise their antitrust guidelines, they should review this conduct. The Texas Democrat concluded his message by saying, quote, as someone remarked, it's like burning down a building for the insurance money, end quote.
So that frowned upon now? I guess it must be. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's 2023, John. We're so 2022.
Yeah. Come on, get woke, John.
Yeah. Get woke, go broke. So, this whole thing that we're talking about in the last few stories here, and John even reminding us about the conversation about digital stuff. Once it's gone, we don't have access to it anymore. It reminded me of films that I've been trying to find. It's films that I've loved from the 1980s that I've wanted to share with my kids, but haven't been able to because they're not available digitally. And in some instances, the media that they're only were ever created on doesn't exist anymore. It's like a CED disc, from the early 1980s or something. I'm talking pre-laser disc.
Whoa.
Anyway, this got me thinking that once again, it's time to play.
Listen, you smell something?
All right, I got a number of movies here. I'll make this real easy for you, though.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to give you 5. I'm just going to give you the synopsis that is off of IMDb of the film. And you tell me which of these surprising 1980s movies, and one from the 1970s, is not available digitally. Again, in some instances, they're not available in HD at all. So they're not on Blu-ray, nothing. You got to go find an old VHS or beta tape or laser disc to watch these things.
Wow.
Okay. In this 1980s film, want to go back and forth? All right, we'll say where's my Madonna record
thing? Where's
right.
your coaster?
Call Madonna or Cork? Cat.
Madonna.
All right, you got it.
Oh. All right.
All right, in this film, a civilian diving team is enlisted to search for a lost nuclear submarine and faces danger while encountering an alien aquatic species.
Oh. What am I supposed to do now? Guess the movie.
No, I'm wondering what John's favorite wall is.
It's purple.
I don't know what this is.
John, do you know?
Sounds like a movie John would know, though.
What's the abyss? But
Oh.
That's right.
Hey. Nice.
Yeah.
What?
And
But
we need to
you
tell
gotta
you-
say-
is there a part 2? Like, is it available though? Is that the
No,
the
no,
catch,
these
though?
are not available. All these films
The
are
Abyss
not
is not
available
available?
for streaming. No.
Get out of town.
And we've been told for months now, for a while, for years, and now recently months, that The Abyss is coming to 4K, UHD, all that stuff. But it's yet to be released. And
Yeah, I
most
was gonna
recently, Cameron said, any day now, it's out of my hands. He said, I've done all I need to do. I've remastered it, all that stuff.
Mhm.
I've had I gave them bonus content. It's coming. So finally, it seems like we're going to get some sort of hard copy version of it, and then presumably it'll be available to stream. It's not available to stream in the United States, and maybe it's available other places now. But
Even
certainly.
the nature of this game, you stumped me because
Yeah.
I thought we were going to pick which ones were not available, and they're
Oh,
all
sorry,
not available.
yeah. Yes.
As soon as you said, I'm like, sounds like Abyss to me. Well, I know that one's available just because it's such a movie, you know.
No.
Dang.
Cannot
Okay.
stream it.
Yeah.
I thought we were
All right.
choosing, is it available or not or whatever. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
John, this one's for you.
Okay.
This is another 1980s film that's not available to be streamed. At least when I last checked. If it's available now,
That
Oh.
you're
Don't
not
care.
culpable.
Whatever.
Sorry.
no, they're not available. When a group of trespassing seniors swim in a pool containing alien pods, they find themselves energized with youthful vigor.
Oh.
Cocoon.
That's right.
Right. Right. Oh, I
Yeah,
think I
that
saw that.
Ron Howard film from
Ron
1985 is not
Yeah.
available.
Wow.
A Ron Howard film.
Wow. That's crazy.
You just did James Cameron, and now Ron Howard is like, it's not like
Right.
these are little films that don't
Oh.
warrant a release, you know?
No.
Now,
they're
I'll tell you, Kat, you get this next one here, and I'm going to tell you, this one's obscure. I'm curious if you guys have seen this film. It's one of my favorite films from the 1980s.
not. This is probably the
And
one I
it-
know.
And this is the one that kicked off for me this hunt, because I was been looking for this film for years and waiting for it to come out. I don't understand why it's not available. We can talk about that in a moment. Here's your summary of the film. In a small American town,
Mhm.
a diabolical circus and a demonic proprietor prey on the townsfolk.
Oh my. Nope. Got nothing. Look at John. Some bells are ringing.
Prey upon the
What is it?
townsfolk.
Yeah.
Can
Again,
you read
these
it
are
one more
IMDb
time, just in
these are
case?
IMDb descriptions. I don't know
All
that
right.
I didn't tweak them at all. In a small
Okay.
American town, a diabolical circus, I would say carnival probably, and its
Mm.
demonic proprietor prey on the townsfolk.
Why do you want to show this to your kids?
When I tell you what the movie is, maybe you'll understand, or maybe you won't because you don't know what it is.
I can't identify it from that description.
Okay. It's Something Wicked This Way Comes
Oh, okay.
from 1983. I believe it's a
Because I've
Disney
never
movie,
seen
actually.
it. Then I got it.
Okay. Directed by Jack
Wow.
Clayton. Oh my God, it's so good. It's got Jason Robards in it. Jonathan Pryce plays the bad guy. It is so creepy and wonderful. I
Ooh.
saw it when I was, young. It came out in 83. I probably saw it when it came out, so I was like 12 or so. It was just scary enough for kids and just creepy enough. I don't know if it would hold up today, but also just clever and dark and moving enough for adults, I think.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's why I've been wanting to show my kids, because I feel like it's a good entree into horror movies kind of thing, or scarier things,
Mhm. Mhm.
Great film. All right,
Nothing.
John, this one's up for you.
Okay.
This is another 1980s film that's not available for streaming. A wide variety of eccentric competitors participate in a wild and illegal cross-country race.
Cannonball Run?
That's
I could have gotten that one for sure. Oh man.
Oh, my goodness. Captain Chaos.
Directed by former stuntman Hal Needham, or stuntman turned director Hal Needham. Yeah, this 1981 film, again,
Not available?
it's not available for streaming.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Kat, this is the last one here. This one's for you. I had 5, so it's not really even, but doesn't matter. We're not keeping it.
We can share this one.
This one is the one that came out in the 1970s, in the late 1970s.
Okay.
I think you'll get it.
Hmm.
During an escalating zombie epidemic, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter and his TV executive girlfriend, seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall.
Oh, I just watched it, didn't I? Wait, which one was this?
I don't know if you did. Honestly don't know if you did.
No, I did. Okay. It's not Night of the Living Dead. It's the next one, right? No, wait. Oh gosh. Is it the third one? Oh no.
How many did you watch?
The Day
You
and
went from
Dawn.
0 to all of them?
I watched Night of the Living Dead.
She's
and
doing
then
her
I
homework.
also watched Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead, but now I forget like which.
Oh, the order.
Yes, I'm trying
Well,
to
it goes in
remember.
the order in which life happens. You know, like the world really happens.
Oh,
So after night,
so it's Dawn.
that's right.
There we go.
We just had to teach her about science. Yeah, and along with those films, there's a number of films from different decades that are not available. I focused on the 1980s one. Here's some other ones that are surprisingly not available for streaming. Wall Street, Mask, not The Mask, Mask. You know, with Eric Stoltz and Cher, based on a true story.
Yeah.
Silkwood, another biopic or another story that's based on a true story with Meryl Streep.
Mhm.
If you wonder why, as documented by GQ in 2019, screenwriter John August actually set out to figure out why this was the case because he wasn't able to find films that he liked. And he had actually a friend of Ron Howard who reached out to him to ask about Cocoon. And at least at the time of this article, he said that Ron never responded.
Oh, okay.
But the answer is probably
That's a message.
not terribly surprising and semi-straightforward and additionally confounding. For one, yeah, but certainly John's indicating it comes down to money. That's certainly in part.
Yeah.
But it's also what you said earlier in connection with the money. You know, when you talk about the bean count, we talked about the bean counters kicking stuff off of or getting rid of content. There's so many choices now. Here's the first reason. There's so many choices now. They don't need to bring these in. You know, how much more is a Cannonball? I think Cannonball Run would be an argument. There's a good poll for that. Maybe
Love that movie.
Maybe even as a block of 80s films, this is a good
Oh,
poll, a
man.
good draw for somebody.
Cocoon. I never wanted to watch Cocoon more than when I turned 50. So there's hope for my knees. This is great.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the fact that it would be, there's a lot of competition, and particularly thinking about Amazon, Apple, Netflix who are creating their own content, even Disney creating their own content. Do I really need this old stuff? That kind of thing. But the other part of it is, August says, is in almost all cases the issue is of the rights. In particular, figuring out who has them. He says obtaining and purchasing rights to stream a title, thus giving its makers more money, sounds easier than it is. Sorting through who controls which rights and where they might be today, especially if the company is now defunct, can get complicated. And throw on top of that, we've seen this happen before. If at the time they didn't have the licensing for the music that was included in it, this happens with TV shows. Or the home video license didn't anticipate streaming and other types of platforms. You got a whole other challenge there. But August says
WKRP in Cincinnati is notorious for that very problem. Because think how much it relied on music. It wasn't even on VHS or DVD forever. I think there was some remixes or something. I don't know if it's been released at all yet, but music was the problem. Because they got the license for the music to be on the TV show, not anticipating all these decades later use. So
wasn't that a problem for Moonlighting too, initially, if I'm remembering correctly?
That's what I was thinking as well.
That sounds right.
That was part of it.
Rings a bell.
Yeah. Now August suggests that quote, it gets solved, or August suggests, quote, the way this gets solved is to pay a bunch of paralegals to go through the contracts and get this figured out. The challenge is that it's not really worth it for any one service to spend the money, as John pointed out, to get the rights to Flamingo Kid, which is also another film that's not.
Oh man,
not one of Will's favorites, but it's on the list.
There's a lot. You'd be surprised, and again, most of them are well-known films.
Wow.
You know what's funny? This is what happened. I had this thought in connection with these articles, so I do some Googling, and list comes up. And then as a result, like for example, I see a movie on there, Sleuth from 1972, which is Michael Caine and Lawrence, not Lawrence of Arabia, Lawrence of Arabia.
Olivier?
Lawrence Olivier. Lawrence Olivier. And I'm reading the synopsis of Sleuth because I never really knew what that was about. And I'd never seen it. I read the synopsis. This is literally what happens. You guys know I'm an idiot. Wow, that sounds fascinating. I would like to watch that now. So I look up how to stream Sleuth online.
Yes.
I'm reading an article about movies that can't be streamed.
That's
Because
easy.
you
On
can.
the list.
And there
I
you
would have
go.
done the same thing.
I was like, oh, you can't stream this? What? That's ridiculous. Oh.
And now
Oh.
he doesn't care about the movie anymore. Now he's just on a crusade.
I gotta pontificate.
I know. I was thinking, can I get this? What's the physical media I have to get this on? It may never even been put on DVD. You know, film from 1972.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.